remind each other. To remind each other that there are new possibilities, other possibilities. To remind each other to take the blinders off. To remind each other that we can lift ourselves out of the whole victim idea. To remind ourselves that God is not against us, only for us. And the reason to do this, or one of the reasons to do this, is that we are co-creating. You've heard me say this before. The spiritual law is the aspect of God that moves something from a divine idea of potential into manifestation. Spiritual law is the Play-Doh in between. So if you have an idea of something great for a better me and a great life, the idea is in potential. The spiritual law is the thing that says, okay, I'll help you get there, and bring it into manifestation. And so the spiritual law is the place that we are now using our power. We are taking that sense of responsibility and saying, what's the blueprint that I want to present to the law? What's the blueprint for my life? What's the blueprint for this situation? Am I pleased with what's being created out of that blueprint? Because this, the divine idea is the blueprint. The little construction workers in our mind are bringing it into being in our life. So do we like what we're seeing? And if we don't, we can say, or, and we can go right back and make a new blueprint. The spiritual law is our friend, if you will, that helps us bring our goodness into our manifestation. Ernest Holmes talks a whole lot about spiritual law, and it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just the idea that the stuff of God is, we are co-creating it. So the stuff, the essence of life, we're bringing it into manifestation by what? Our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs. Our questions, our openness, all of it is bringing us towards that greater good. Let me give you some words from Ernest Holmes, our founder, in his book, The Science of Mind. The science of mind is the science of the intelligence of God. That's really what that means. He says thought is an inner movement, which is largely the result of one's perception of life and our reaction to it. The student of metaphysics, this is considered a metaphysical teaching. All that means is above and beyond the physical, more than the physical. So metaphysics, really all religions are. The student of metaphysics is learning to consciously control the stream of thought that we allow to enter our inner and creative mentality. Thought is an inner movement, which is largely the result of our perception of life and our reaction to it. We are learning to control or direct or monitor the stream of thoughts coming through our mind. That's our job. And so, or comes in really handy when we want to control the stream of thought. When we catch ourselves going on the rant, or there's another possibility. That's what Ernest Holmes is talking about when he says we're responsible for that. We're responsible to catch it. We're responsible to change it. We're responsible to ask, what else? What else is possible? What else might this mean? Sometimes for me, it means I got to back up. I got to get out of the situation a little bit so I can get a clearer view. When we're so in it and we're so on top of it, it's hard sometimes to see the bigger picture. It's hard to see other possibilities. So sometimes it behooves us to just back up a little bit and look at our life and look at our circumstances. Okay, I see. I'm getting clearer now. So we can take in the whole picture rather than just this one little piece of it. Sometimes for me, that means I need to just let something lie still for a little while. Not jump in to try to do something different. Not jump in to try to fix. Not try to come up with an answer immediately. Sometimes, okay, all right, you just back up. You have a little time, and you have a little space, so that I can now see clearer. My guess is that that would help all of us in this room, because us humans, we want to, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? We want to fix. We want to change. We want to, right? But this gives us a broader perspective. It's like looking at the earth from way far away, looking back at our earth and saying, that earth looks beautiful. And everything looks harmonious. When we're up close, we see all the not so harmonious. So give yourself the space to back up and look. And to remember that you're living from an infinite, limitless potential of what your life can be. a limitless potential of possibilities. And as we expand our ability to see, we start to expand our ability to conceive what might be possible. And as we conceive, now that starts to come into our life. As we start to see it, conceive it is Ernest Holmes' words. The more we can see possibilities, the more we can bring those possibilities into being for ourselves. Now I do need to hit this real quick from the other side for just a moment, because I'm talking about changing our perception is asking ourselves, or. However, this is not an invitation to get wishy-washy. This is not a place to say, I don't have to make a decision, I can just say, or. Have you ever been in that place where you don't know what decision to make, and you can see this side, and you can see this side, and you can see this side, and you're kind of stuck in that limbo place? Saying the word or is not an excuse not to make a decision. You with me on that one? Because sometimes we come at it from that point of view, oh, I'm just going to stay in the flexible place. I'm going to stay in this flexible place. I don't need to make a decision. Are you too flexible? I am sometimes. And I know I'm not the only one. Sometimes I'm so darn flexible that I have to force myself to make a decision. So if you're one of those people who says, gosh, I'm so flexible, don't let this be an excuse. We must decide in our lives where we want to go. We must decide what we want in our lives. So don't let or become an excuse to not make a decision. I'm saying this with the mirror right smack in front of my face. And I'm trusting that some of you might have the mirror in front of your face as well. Okay, so that was just more like a, okay, it's not a cop-out. I needed to put that in there. We need to give the spiritual law the blueprint. And then trust that God knows how to bring that into our life. And along the way, just keep asking what else is possible. Alright, so I'm just going to finish with a few teaching ideas. The practice idea is once again to get quiet, to back up a little bit, take a broader look, or what else is possible, listen, give ourselves a little time to feel it, to be with the situation, to get some clarity. And then just always keep remembering Kay Lavyer's words, or it's okay to rant as long as we don't stay there forever. Get it out. Or, and now what? What else? It is. It's okay to rant. We just don't want to get stuck there. Because ranting to me is just having the sacred place to be able to get it out so it's not stuck within us. But then we want to move on. And I really want to listen to prayer, so I want to just wrap this up. Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, said these words. I'm going to quote him exactly. He says, people only see what they are prepared to see. People only see what they are prepared to see. So I say to us, prepare to see the best. I would like to just close our eyes and take us into a little bit of a meditation / prayer. People only see what they are prepared to see. Let's prepare to see the best. As we close our eyes, let's breathe. Let's prepare our body to feel the best. Let's prepare our mind to open to the best. In this gentle place of breathing and opening, we once again contact the God of our understanding. That is right here where we are. We open our heart, we open our mind, we open our arms to the circulation of life, which we can feel throughout our bodies, through our heartbeat, through that rhythm, through breath. I become aware that that breathing and that rhythm of heartbeat and that circulation is not of my doing. Something greater than me is doing that. And that's the same for all of us. So I invite you to become aware that your heartbeat is the divine beat in your heart. In fact, it's not even your heart. It's God's heart. The circulation taking place throughout our bodies, amazing.